I've been interested in a visit to City of Rocks, Idaho since last fall when someone did a post on Facebook. Ever since Netflix and Justin's launch, I considered the 42 and that odd drawing on his truck as possible clues. I mean, I carried that drawing with me during all my boots on the grounds last year, looking at every granite boulder to find a match. After the recent Q&A, when Justin was asked, is the number 42 relevant to finding the treasure, and he answered yes, I concluded that odd drawing was also relevant. Find that feature and you at least find the checkpoint. So I went to City of Rocks for a couple days to explore and find a match. Oh yeah, one more confirmation for the relevance of the number 42. In Beyond the Map's Edge, page 42 is the illustration of Justin and the Big Hill, which he states might barely register as a speed bump in Idaho. Plus, he mentions a raccoon mother, and she's in the illustration on page 42. You know me, follow the stories with the raccoons. Now let's examine the location. Justin recently said it's a place that is important to him, and it's a place that he's known about for quite some time. When asked if the hiding spot is meaningful for its beauty, its symbolism, or sentimental reasons, he answered all of them. What if Justin's family took a quick detour here on their way to Dillon to explore this area and especially check out Treasure Rock, whose legend includes tales of stolen gold, and that treasure was supposedly buried at the base of Treasure Rock? In my opinion, this screams Justin. One of the first things I did was visit each of the various rocks where immigrants signed their names as they crossed through this area on the historic California Trail. Needless to say, I perused all the names looking for Posey, Fitzwater, or Martin, Justin's middle name. Now, what a confirming checkpoint that would make. Next, I drove through the entire park to get familiar with the various rock formations, many with names. I decided to get away from the popular areas and head to the Twin Sisters and check out the more remote, primitive campground sites. Maybe Justin camped at one, giving him privacy and time to hide the container and contents. It was mostly void of people except for this awesome tent site. Seeing the campsite number post bearing a QR code reminded me of a treasure hunt that took place in West Yellowstone in 2021. Most of you know Justin, Matt, and I spent much of that summer together in West Yellowstone. The man Jeff, who owns Pete's Pizza, created a treasure hunt exclusively using QR codes, starting with the one on the back of his menu. From there, you followed clues from one QR code somewhere in town to the next one, and the clue pertained in it. The three of us and Tucker searched for that treasure, at least for a couple hours. I don't remember, but for sure we did not find it. What if Justin is using a QR code as his checkpoint? When asked, is the checkpoint essentially related to a topographic feature, he answered yes. There is some implication there. When asked if the checkpoint has to do with technology or a similar concept like Layer 5, he answered, it is true to say that Layer 5 has some bearing on the treasure hunt. When asked at which stanza boots on the ground becomes absolutely required, he replied, stanza 4. Next question, is the checkpoint something we find along the way, something you placed there, or something that was already there? He said both. Is the checkpoint a physical object that can be moved? He answered, it's not something you need to worry about. So in my opinion, he could have created a QR code or something similar and attached it to a granite boulder, hence boots on the ground is required at double arcs on granite bold. When asked, is double arcs on granite bold the clue with the man-made implication, he punted. And finally, when asked if it's possible for a searcher to be boots on the ground at the checkpoint location and not recognize it, he said, I suppose it depends on how close you are to the checkpoint. Okay, now I'm to the fun part of my trip, boots on the ground. I chose a 1-mile trail few people use, except for a few mountain bikes. I wanted to continue trying to find a match for his truck drawing away from people. For me, the hiking and just wandering around, climbing on granite formations is what makes my adventures. Holy cow. This is the first time I've seen what I call the toes in Justin's drawing on the back of his pickup truck. I will go in here and investigate that hole. This is creeping me out. I gotta do it. Oh! Ow! What the fuck? It's a bone. Yep, folks. Seems it was a carnivorous mammal den. Justin said he saw a mammal while hiding the treasure and also admitted he has seen a wolverine in the wild. Those were the thoughts playing in my head when I reached in there with my flashlight to take a look. To those of you who may follow in my footsteps, I highly recommend a visit here to City of Rocks. Not to find the Posey treasure, but to find your own. There's so much history here and so many places to explore and scramble around on the granite formations. Kids and adult kids would love it. I am not a rock climber, but enjoyed watching those who are. While hiking, I saw various mule deer and a moose. The moose sighting made my day. Do I think the Posey treasure is here? No, I do not. But I do think it might be a breadcrumb on the treasure map you draw to the poem and final location. In the acknowledgments, Justin wrote, "This book, equal parts memoir, confession, and treasure map." In the audiobook, he goes on to say, "You taught me the difference between reality and fantasy isn't a wall, it's a map waiting to be drawn." He continued, "Finally to Forest Fen, whose treasure chest started as my destination but became my launching point." And finally, his cryptic words, "The best treasures, after all, often hide in plain sight, sometimes between the lines of an acknowledgments page." And that, in my opinion, is the picture of Fenn's treasure chest at Marvin's Rock at 9 Mile Hole, technically a treasure rock in itself. Is that the launching breadcrumb? From there, does his treasure map continue to the next treasure rock in City of Rocks? And from there, if you travel north, you cross Bannock Pass at elevation 7670, the same number on the locomotive illustration on page 94, with, of course, a raccoon watching from the bottom right. For me, all roads still lead to southwestern Montana. Mile marker 42 crossing the Big Hole River, or mile marker 42 on Highway 278 at the Lewis and Clark Trail. Summer 2026, baby. See you all soon. Are we live?
I have many thoughts. Yes, we are live.
You haven't worked on your voice. You got to throw your voice. Come on, Cynthia.
Hi. I'm Shadow Feet.
Something.
I live in Justin Posey's kitchen, and I create havoc with my Professor Pudge and cousin.
Something tells me Shadow Feet is going to have a dirty mouth before you know it.
King. Fuck you, Matt.
I didn't think it'd be that soon. Okay,
I love it. I love it.
So cute. I love it that you are so fun.
Oh, crazy is how it turns out. No, so did you tell
Yeah,
them?
the woman was like, "Look, it's all about recycling."
It
and
is.
Cynthia was like, "I don't
Check
care.
this out.
I'm here for the raccoon."
This is, I know. I believe you have to follow the stories of the raccoons in the book, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah,
They're
no,
the breadcrumbs.
I know.
But the
And
lady was pointing out how this absolutely is Justin Posey related, because she said, look, it has the sign, please recycle. And it's like, oh, that's Justin.
It is.
And we are in his hometown.
His domain.
Yes, this is, yes, Ursa East.
Exactly.
Ursa East, yes.
Oh, that's good. I like the shy face.
Oh no,
That's good.
I just gave away a breadcrumb. Fuck you, Matt.
He's got a catchphrase.
Yeah.